Chosen one, have you noticed the strength of this impulse within you? Right after praying at the very moment you seek God most, it's as if something invades your thoughts. You don't even want it, yet it irresistibly draws you in. This irresistible sexual desire, this burning excitement coursing through you, is not a coincidence. It's not your hormones. It's not simply your past. It's an ancient tactic, a spiritual weapon, and .et achieves its goal directly. So, listen carefully. The enemy does not attack the useless. He does not tempt the lost. He attacks the chosen, the marked, those who carry fire in their waters, and if he succeeds in seducing your spirit, he can silence it. This is not simply a matter of desire, nor mere covetousness. It is a spiritual battle designed to destroy what God is building within you. You were called to break the rules, so the enemy tries to impose new ones on you. Turn now to these seats. You were called to live in purity, so he fills you with joy by rekindling the flames of the past. But today, you will see who he truly is, and once you understand this, your life will change forever. Before I continue, I need 3 things. If this message resonates with you, please like it so it reaches a wider audience. Sign up if you haven't already, because this isn't just a network, it's a tool for awakening. And comment 99 if you know you're in the last row on the right before your journey. Why 99? Because the bird gives 99 to save the one who is about to ascend. And it's possible that those 99% are with me, because what I'm about to say will change your perspective on this fight. Ready? Let's go further. Voters wonder why this temptation seems so particular, so personal to them. It's simply the truth. The enemy isn't anticipating anything. They've studied their strategy, know their activists, and understand the importance of their commitment. And he knows that if you fully exercise your authority, hell will lose control. You weren't born to blend in. You carry divine power within you. That's why you feel things more intensely. Why are your struggles harder? Why does the fire constantly rage against you? 'Cause you're not just anyone. You're a threat. The enemy doesn't waste your energy. He doesn't care about your body. What interests him is your mental clarity. Because when your vision is clouded, your destiny is delayed. And that's what no one tells you. The temptation you face is direct and unambiguous. It is designed as a spiritual algorithm to explore every illness, every moment of solitude, every in your armor. Not because you are weak, but because you are dangerous. Your purity is not defined solely by your behavior. It's a spiritual sign. When you are pure, you hear God more easily. You move forward with strength. You speak with force. You change the atmosphere. But when the enemy tempts you to commit a secret sin, he disrupts your vibrational frequency. You doubt yourself. You are slow to obey. You confuse convictions with condemnations. And suddenly, his divine work is interrupted by a distracted chosen one. He is a chosen one of a different kind. And therein lies the truth. The attack doesn't resemble a battle. It arouses desire, pleasure, a harmless submission. But behind this pleasure lies a spiritual purpose, and his goal is simple, to disconnect from his own passion. It's not just about desire. This isn't a phase. This isn't something everyone goes through. This is a war, and the battlefield is within you. So, if you're wondering why it's so difficult to break free, It's because the chains were forged in the mind, not the body. But now you understand. And now you can't see the dishes anymore. The question is, what happens next? Because in the moments that follow, you will discover something far more dangerous than temptation itself. You will understand what triggers it and why it strikes more acutely the closer you get to it. Stay alert. The true enemy is about to be revealed. Let's delve deeper into the subject now, because what I'm about to tell you, few achieve. The chosen one. Sexual desire is not the enemy. Desire was created by God. It was placed within you like a sacred fire, a gift meant for covenant intimacy and creation. In the right context, it is sacred, powerful, divine. But therein lies the danger. When the fire is stolen from the altar of purity and kindled in isolation, lust, and secrecy, it does not bless itself, it burns. Desire is a door, and like any door, it opens onto two worlds, the sacred and sin. One path leads to harmony, peace, and mindfulness. The other plunges you into a cycle of shame, confusion, and hidden suffering. The enemy doesn't need to destroy your life publicly. This is simply an invasion of your privacy. And every time you give in to your nighttime urges, every time you click on that link, every time you dwell on that thought, every time you relive that traumatic memory, you're not just making a mistake. You're opening a door, a veritable spiritual gateway. And with every moment of distraction, you allow impurity to invade your mind, your emotions, even your sleep. That's why after a feeling of well-being, of being fully present, you suddenly feel empty, disconnected, spiritually overwhelmed. It wasn't just a simple release. It was a transaction. You gave up something sacred, and in return, you received an illusory comfort that spread so quickly that it arrived. And that's where the sin lies. We tell ourselves it's the last time, but each time we give in, the desire fades, the thoughts become shameful, and the guilt becomes unbearable until doubt sets in. Is freedom possible? But here's a truth most people ignore. You're not broken. You're at war. And this battle is not about destroying your desires, but about reclaiming them. For purified, your desires become a weapon for God, not against Him. Just imagine a version of yourself, animated by the same flame, but under divine authority, guided with clarity, and driven by an unwavering and deliberate purpose. This version of yourself already exists in God's plan, but you must strive to reach it. Before we continue, allow me to ask you a question. What if what you consider your weakness is actually your training ground? What if the very desire that torments you today is destined to transform into a liberating spiritual veil for others? For in what follows, you will discover why the attacks intensify just before the transition to the next level, and why the enemy cares about your past. He fears your future. Stay with me. Change is coming. You choose. Have you ever wondered why the struggle intensifies as you draw closer to God? You feel it, don't you? The moment you decide to have lunch, the craving takes hold. The moment you have a revelation, the temptation is stronger than ever. After speaking with faith, after praying fervently, after saying, "This time it worked," temptation overwhelms you. This is not a coincidence. This is not your imagination. This is interference. The enemy won't attack if you stay still. He's waiting for you to move. He's waiting for you to hurry, because she knows you're about to reach the next level. She senses when heaven is preparing something. She hears when angels are sent. He feels the weight of what awaits him. What does he do then? He draws his most familiar weapon, flesh, for if he sees you there, he can prevent you from reaching the afterlife. Look, there are realms of glory inaccessible to impure hands. Some doors will only open if your heart is in harmony with the Spirit, and the enemy knows this better than most believers. That's why he doesn't need to destroy you. All it takes is for it to distract you, delay you, disrupt your thinking. Think about it. Every time you're about to move on to a new stage, a past relationship resurfaces, a memory is awakened, an image appears on your phone, a desire overwhelms you. Not because you have failed, but because you are close to something sacred. Listen carefully. War is less costly when heaven is closer. Battle brings only anger to Persia, only blessing, only change. And here's what no one sees. While you're struggling with temptation, something is happening behind the scenes. It's the demons that are slowing you down. The missions are designed to deceive you, all because you are about to discover something eternal. You think it's just a moment of weakness, but spiritually, you are on the threshold of a new debt-men. I say it to eat. And if the enemy manages to shame you, to convince you that you are too corrupt, that you have gone too far, you won't even reach that door. He is not afraid of your past. He is afraid of your future. For when you cross the border, you will not only live in freedom, you will begin to liberate others. And these are the very ones you fear most. The question then becomes, will you succumb to sin, or will you overcome this tension? For in what follows, you will discover what truly fuels your inner flame, and why most of the chosen keep falling even when they desperately try to rise again. You are closer than you think, but only the mightiest will triumph over what awaits you. Listen closely. Chosen one, for the liar's fate is sealed here. The enemy has been whispering in your ear for a long time. You are devastated. You are completely lost. If they had truly chosen you, you wouldn't be suffering so much. But here's the truth. You're not weak. You're dangerous. This attack is not proof of your failure, but of your perversity. Do you believe that darkness wastes its time pursuing someone with no future? Do you truly think that hell would send reinforcements to someone who poses no threat? Temptation is not synonymous with failure. This means they saw you. They sensed your presence. They made an impression on you. They followed you. They observed you. Because what you carry within you has weight. Heaven has placed something in your life that hell cannot ignore. Therefore, reject any thought that makes you believe you are broken, because you are still struggling. This struggle does not define you. This is your test. Proof that you possess something even hell fears. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever noticed how personal this struggle seems to be for your soul? So intimate that it almost feels guilty. Yet, it's true. The enemy studies your plans, your afflictions, your masters, and prepares the final blow not to defeat you, but to incite you to defeat him. And if it succeeds in making you doubt, this temptation is tantamount to disqualification. You will begin to wallow in shame rather than grace. You will cease to pray. You will stray from your goal, and thus you will delay your own destiny, while the enemy retreats and watches, without lifting a finger. But listen to me. Temptation doesn't disqualify you. It defines you. It attacks you not because you are broken, but because you are about to break everything. Every chair that tries to hold you back is a symbol of your newfound freedom. Every whispering spirit in the darkness knows the roar that will rise when you find your voice. You are not weak, you are sacred. You cannot escape. You rise, and no matter how many times you've fallen, you're still breathing, which means you still pose a threat. The fact that you continue to observe, listen, and fight means the devil has failed, and you don't even know it yet. But you're about to reveal a version of yourself that hell wouldn't want to see. So, let me repeat it louder than your doubts. They're not attacking you because you're losing. You are being attacked because you have been chosen. But what if I told you that the key element, what the enemy fears most, is not your strength, but your revelation? Because once you open your eyes to this unique truth, you will never fall back into the same sin. Here's what's going to happen next, and it's going to change everything. Now that you've opened your eyes, it's time to breathe. But listen carefully. This battle cannot be won by willpower alone. It's not simply a matter of scaling back. You've already tried that, and you left the game exhausted and ashamed. It is because you have used natural weapons to wage spiritual warfare. The enemy does not fear your efforts. He fears your alignment. The flesh cannot be overcome by discipline alone. It is overcome by a divine strategy, and that begins with prayer. This is not a commonplace routine prayer, but an intense, profound, and sincere communion with God. A prayer that perceives the shadows and mobilizes the support of angels. When you speak with faith, you are not speaking into the void. You transform the spiritual world. Then lunch. Lunch soothes the noises of the flesh and awakens the voice of the spirit. She tells her body she's lost control in the heavens. I'm ready to go further. Some scenes are only interrupted by the arrival of lunchtime. It's not a punishment. It's an affirmation. Then communion. He feels uneasy because shame always leads to isolation, and isolation is fertile ground for terror in the eyes of the enemy. He wants you to remain silent, reserved, hidden, because if no one knows, no one can fight you. But when you expose your struggle daily, your strength begins to diminish. That's why taking responsibility is a struggle. By opening up to someone, by stopping the pretense and starting to confess, you disarm the enemy of their most formidable weapon, secrecy. Remember, the flesh is noisy, but the spirit is stronger. The voice of temptation may cry out, but the whisper of the Holy Spirit has authority. And it is this truth that the enemy hopes you will never understand. We do not fight desire out of shame. We fight for the truth. When the enemy tells you that you will always fall, declare, "I am new." When he says, "Here you are as you are," remind him, "I have been set apart." When he says, "You have gone too far," reply, "Grace found me, mercy preserved me, and I rise again and again." You are not powerless. You are not a prisoner. You are not bound by your past. The same Spirit who raised Christ from the dead now dwells in you. And if that strength is within you, you will not only survive the trial, but you will overcome it. You reclaim the territory. You break the cycles. You leave behind a trail of freedom. For when one of the chosen ones awakens, Hell trembles. But you have one last revelation, the one that obliterates everything we have said, and awaken the warrior within you. I beg you. Remember, for the words that follow may well be the most important you have ever heard. Chosen one, this war was never meant to break you. She was sent to strengthen you. Every battle, every temptation, every silent night when you felt indignant was proof that a sacred strength resides within you. You were attacked because you were holy, because you were dangerous, because your calling makes the gates of hell tremble. But now they've opened their eyes. This isn't about lust. This is about inheritance, not by choice but by destiny. You are not dangerous. You are not incompetent. You are not dangerous. You are divine territory, and hell knows it. But this is what hell did not expect. You would rise again in the heart of the storm. You would wake up and you would rise again from the moment you stopped fighting with your body and started fighting with your mind. The chairs began to fall. The cycle began to break, and you began to walk with unexpected strength. This war was not your end. This was your awakening. For now you know that you have never been weak. You have always been chosen. What once tried to destroy you will become the fuel that propels your destiny. So hold your head high, draw your sword, stand firm in the truth, and march like the warrior you are. This battle is not a defeat, but a confirmation of your worth. Say it now in the comments. My soul is not for sale. Say it fervently. Say it loud and clear. Say it as if hell could hear you. And if this motto resonates with you, like it. Subscribe and share it with everyone you know who is a chosen soul. For the war is very real, but so is your victory. This is your moment, your awakening, your ascension. Now go and make hell repent until the day it comes for you. They're not attacking you because you lost. They're attacking you because it's going to rain.